Okay, Brad and Dave, it's January 12th, and here's my video about IT. First of all, IT right here, all of the computers, all of the monitors, all that could have been mailed here, because this was supposed to be mailed here and I was supposed to mount it. This is the rack for the servers. For some reason, Eric wanted his guys to drive it out here, so he shipped it to San Antonio and then had it driven out here, presumably to add value, I guess. What I think is because he bid $20,000 and he wanted all 20, and he didn't want me to mount things like this monitor right here, which is ridiculous because it takes these guys all day long to do something, and we could be paying somebody local. Speaking of, I don't think Eric is ever going to come here. I think he hired somebody local. And what I believe for this rack and every termination in every room and everything that isn't open dental critical, I think we should force our IT team, whoever it is, next job, and I suggest that it wouldn't be Eric because of all the things that an IT guy does, overcharging you on purpose is the worst. I don't care if he's a nice guy, I don't care where he goes to church. This is egregious. He had that rack shipped to San Antonio and driven out here for one reason, and that was to get his full bid. So here is all the stuff that could be done locally. And when I say that, I think the IT team could fly out. See, each one of these checkouts gets a computer. It gets mounted underneath. Each one of these get a monitor and a computer. It gets mounted on the wall and underneath. You know how this works, and you know how easy this is for Don and I or anyone in construction. I think the next IT guy needs to be forced to comply with our rules that state we will dictate when you come out and what you do when you get there, and your bid will reflect you working 6 hours one day, maybe 2 to 6 hours the next, connecting everything on the server, because we'll do the wall terminations. We'll do all these, because I can hire a guy for $15, $16 an hour and teach him and do it with him. So all the mounting, even the mounting of the rack, and all the terminations except those terminations there would be done locally with our bid or our money, or he can't, it's almost as though he's a lawyer trying to get billable hours. So we need to have a meeting about IT, and when we figure out IT, I have some input. Because you need to know most of the billable hours for IT could be done here and are being done here. For instance, all the Cat 5 cable there, that was all done here for $1,000. They wanted, 5,000. I think that is just my only example of the overcharge, but it's a big one. I have no idea how much we'll save if we do all this. But I tried to save Jonah money on this, but at each point I was met with either subterfuge by Eric, having stuff that supposedly had a tracking number, because I kept looking for that rack. I kept asking for it, and he kept saying, well, I don't know where it is. I'll track it. And all of a sudden, his guys from San Antonio show up with it. So I got some issues that I would like to resolve on the next IT, because I don't believe their billable hours are necessary. Whatever we're paying for this mounting, unnecessary.